Brickheads, can we believe it's been almost 4 freaking years since LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga has been released? It feels like just yesterday. We were watching the trailers when this game was being revealed to us by TT Games. This game, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. Now, it does have its flaws, okay? It's not without its flaws, which we'll talk about in this video. We're going to talk about all the good things, all the bad things, and we're going to check a couple of things off my checklist that I have to get done in the game here, because you guys can see I put over 260 hours in Skywalker Saga, and I'm only about 50% done with the game. I have quite a ways to go here. So there's a few things that make this game really fantastic. Probably the best LEGO game that we've ever gotten when you look at it
from a certain point of view.
Oh yeah, we got my boy Obi-Wan in the flesh. Alright, so this is Coruscant. This is the Jedi Temple, ladies and gentlemen, in all of its glory. I mean, come on, look at this place. This is the best looking LEGO game that we have to date. I mean, my graphics are set to be pretty low right now, so I can run this and record it without a lot of stuttering and stuff like that, but still, the game looks fantastic. I mean, just the reflections and the shadows and the glossiness of the, you know, the plastic LEGO characters and stuff, the animations, the fluidity of the way everyone moves around. All of these things are the best we've ever seen them in a LEGO game right here in this game. And just the sheer size and the scale of this game is something that we've never seen before in a LEGO game. You know, like dating back to maybe 2017, like going to LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, right? That's marketed as kind of like an open world-esque kind of game, but really it's just like the hub world that is like this very kind of sizable open space, but it's nothing crazy. It's not really what you consider like an open world adventure game. It's a LEGO game, and you think of it more for the levels and stuff like that. You go through the story levels, and you're really kind of exhausted on stuff to do after that, besides just collecting a few things here and there. Now, Skywalker Saga here definitely follows that same formula, but it just takes it to such a grandiose scale that it feels almost like a new formula, but it's not. It's just such a huge version of the formula that we've already been getting, you know, year in and year out from these LEGO games. And that's not a knock on the game by any means. That's a compliment. You know, this is the most grandiose task that they've ever taken on in terms of creating one of these games. Imagine that Marvel kind of hub world that I was talking about, that open world kind of space. That's what Coruscant is here, right? This one planet. Now, there's about like 20 of these planets that just have a sizable space just like this, where you can roam around, collect all different types of collectibles, do side quests that you can pick up from different characters. And rather than like the old LEGO Star Wars games where you just have like a couple of doors in the cantina and you can access all the levels from there, no, this game like actually incentivizes you to explore, not only with all the collectibles, but the levels themselves can be found in like the appropriate locations in the different worlds where you'd expect to find them. So those are just some of the details in this game that make it feel so epic, so grand, and, you know, the largest scale LEGO game we've ever gotten. So another thing you can do is you can hop in your ship, you can select between all different kinds of ships, which maybe I'll show you guys in a second. And here's all of the different planets that you guys can see. There's got to be more than 20 on here. And for each planet, you can travel like in the kind of orbit of that planet, and you can fly around in orbit. Or you can kind of go from planet to planet to planet, travel to Coruscant space. Oh yeah, dude, this is, alright, there's already some kind of freaking war going on out here. I mean, this is Coruscant for crying out loud, but just look at this Jedi Starfighter, man. This has got to be one of my favorite Jedi fighters, probably my favorite Jedi fighter, more so than Anakin's. I like this Obi-Wan kind of red and white Clone Wars style, looks really sick. I'm trying to look for a little, like, over here maybe, there would be like a little portal that will take you, you know, you click A and it takes you over to the next world. But I don't think we can see it right now because I have to defeat all these bad guys. There's a freaking war going on out here, and I'm out here just bullshitting. I gotta get my fucking head in the game. Defeat your enemy, it says up there. Alright, I'm taking this serious now, I'm sorry. You're freaking me out, man. I don't want to die. I'm too young to die, guys. Alright, so we gotta get rid of these bastards, and that's just another cool thing, is like you can hop out into space, and there's just like stuff going on. Like, this game doesn't feel as dead as I think people knocked it for when it first came out. You go back and really just appreciate this, especially compared to all the other LEGO games. I mean, this really does feel active, alive, when you go through Mos Eisley and stuff, which we'll do in a little bit. You know, there's lots of NPCs going around, kind of, you know, they're very basic. They don't really do much. They don't fight you back or anything like that, which is unfortunate. But you know, the environment does not feel dead. And the same holds true when you're flying around in outer space here, as you guys can see. So let me kind of wrap up this little space battle here, and we'll head to another planet, kind of check some things out, and we'll finish talking about all of the positive aspects of the game. When you kind of hit that 2, 3, 4 year mark, you really kind of can go back to a game at that point and have a brand new perspective of it, have a clean slate, have a fresh head of it. You don't feel kind of burnt out of the story. And that's exactly the point I'm at with this game right now. So you guys can see what I was trying to talk about before, these little hyper jump points, we'll call them, something like that. You can travel to the different districts of the planet you're orbiting, or you can look around and you'll find the actual, you know, next door planet. So this is Takodana. We can travel over there, see what's going on. And this is another cool thing. All the little loading screens, the few of them that there are, they're like these little hyperspace like line things that you guys know from the movies and stuff like that. That's really cool. All these stupid little details, bro. I just geek out about these things. Like I just appreciate people who make games like this, and they have an eye for detail like that, and they give the people what they love. They give the people what they love. This has got to be my favorite Lego game, hands down. Like if it's not yours, I don't know what you're smoking, but it's got to be cracked. All right, so I just realized I really don't like this planet. This is one of those stupid sequel trilogy planets. I've got like 260 hours in this game, and I have yet to unlock like a good 45% of the roster. And I have plenty of studs. I think I've got millions of studs, especially because I just went through and did an entire story run through the story and got recordings of it and made a little movie that you guys can check out. It's a cut I put together of all the cutscenes from this game and all the different lightsaber duels that I stitched together, and it forms like a 2-hour movie, and you guys can check that out. It's really sick. Fresh take on Star Wars in Lego form. You get to watch it as a movie, and it's a couple interactive parts where you see that I hop in with the controller and kind of do some stuff with the lightsaber duels and stuff like that, and it just all comes together to be like a really sick retelling of all 9 episodes in like 2 hours. So if you guys want to see that, definitely check that out. Oh yeah, baby, here's what I'm talking about. So now we're at Mos Eisley. This is Tatooine. This is where, you know, the cantina is at, where all the serious business goes down in the beginning of episode 4 and episode 1 as well. Anakin's home planet, Phantom Menace. So you guys already know Obi-Wan's my favorite character. This is the episode 2 version of Obi-Wan. Gotta be my favorite. I just like the longer hair, looking like a stud, looking like a G. And that's another thing I really love about all the characters in this game. They have their own unique lightsaber animations. Now, it's not every single Jedi. Some of the more like basic, low-key kind of Jedis that no one cares about, like Kit Fisto, Plo Koon, those guys, they have more basic combos that, you know, kind of repeat and overlap with each other. But all of the main characters, all the juicy characters, they've all got their own animations, their own lightsaber, the way they hold it, the way they swing it, the way they move with it. It's all unique. It's all different. They've got their own little run animations. You can see Obi-Wan kind of has like that look where he's going like this, where he's pointing the lightsaber at General Grievous. He sticks the 2 fingers out. Got me running into walls and shit. I can't even look at the screen and talk at the same time. But oh my god, I mean, this game is amazing. It's so amazing. And you could do different combos. You're not stuck to just one XXXX square 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 combo. You can press X or square, and then you can also press circle or B in conjunction with that, as well as the A button. So you press all 3 of these buttons, and you can execute different combos and chain together stuff that's like 12, 13, 14 hits long. So that's another thing that I really don't think gets appreciated enough about this game. Everyone talks about the new Batman game coming out looking like it's going to be like a Lego Arkham game, and the combat system looks really quite evolved in that game, and it definitely is an evolution of what they have going on here. But I don't think this game gets enough credit for how kind of fun and complex and intricate the combat system is right here in this game. All right, guys, let me quit yapping and get over to the character roster. This is the juicy part that you guys are probably all waiting for, see all the different characters and stuff. So the way they have it organized in this game, which I love, is that they have all the different kind of categories and classes of characters broken up, so you can find people easily, and they all have their own like unique abilities. Obviously, the Jedis and the Darksiders will have Force abilities, whereas the bounty hunters will have like bombs that they throw. The scoundrels have the ability to do like a slide, like a running slide, and they have these different things along the different levels that they can point at and shoot, where you can access different areas and execute different moves based on what class you use. And I'm sure the new Lego Batman that's coming out next year is going to kind of execute a similar thing, but they're going to do it with less characters, right? We know that game's given us only like 7 to 10 characters that are confirmed so far. It's not going to be anything like this where you have, you know, this game was basically marketed on the fact that it's got every Star Wars character you can dream of. So I'm just going to start flicking through here. You guys can see who's who. Anakin Skywalker, I'll kind of swap some of the costumes so you guys can get a quick glance as I go through. But I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about everyone. You guys know who these guys are. Now, what I am going to do is anybody that I have unlocked but not purchased yet, I'm going to go ahead and purchase them because you guys see I have 22 million studs. Holy crap. Luke Skywalker here has some really sick outfits, first of all. Let me take a breath here to appreciate black-robed, hooded Luke Skywalker, looking like a fucking pimp. That's gotta be my favorite Jedi Luke Skywalker outfit right there. And then they actually give you Luke and Leia both. They give you Jedi Leia in the training flashback that Rey has in Episode 9. I think these outfits, these little training helmets outfits kind of for them too, look sick. I think they look dope. It's just unfortunate that it comes from Episode 9 of all places, right? Kind of harder to appreciate something when it comes from the sequel trilogy, but hey, let me not get into that, all right? I know you guys are going to be all divisive down there in the comments talking about the sequel trilogy, so I won't open that can of worms here, even though I already did. Oh, we've got classic Luke here in the 90s yellow, I believe that's what that is, and same with Ben Kenobi here. We got Obi-Wan, all the different outfits. You can see how they have the different characters organized. It's not like the old complete saga where you'll have a separate character for the episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. It's all the same character, and they just break it into different outfits. I much prefer, you know, this method of organizing the roster. Because you know every one of these circles, every one of these character slots is going to be a unique character. It's not going to be like an overlapping Anakin, 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 Obi-Wan, 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 Obi-Wan. Small details, guys. It's the small details that we love about these LEGO games. And that's basically a look at all of your Jedi characters. This one right here is very special, very near and dear to my heart because it is actually the profile picture of the YouTube channel, guys. So then you got your hero characters, which is all of like your rebels and resistance characters and whatnot, your clone troopers, things of that nature. You actually have the Bad Batch in here, which is part of the DLC that came out shortly after the game was released. So that's another great thing about playing this game in 2025 is you have access to all the characters. I mean, if you get this game for like a 22%, 30% discount in the Steam store or something like that, or in the PlayStation store, it's a great pickup because you're going to get all those DLCs bundled in and you're going to get to play with the full roster. You'll have a pretty big roster right out the gate with all the DLC characters, the Mandalorian characters, the Boba Fett characters. So lots of cool stuff has been added to this game. Scavengers is kind of a weird one. It's mostly Ewoks and Queel here. And then Episode 7 Rey. They have like weird little gadgets that they can create, like a net launcher and stuff like that they can use around the map. So there's weird stuff like that. There's not that many Scavengers. Scoundrels is where you'll find like Chewbacca, Han Solo, Lando, all these different guys, all these different smugglers and whatnot. These guys have different abilities where they can, like I said, they have like a Deadeye thing where they can target certain points, weak points on like a electrical line or something like that, and they can break it. The Bounty Hunters, one of my favorite sections. You got a classic white and green Boba Fett, and then you got the brand new black and green Boba Fett. I think this new suit looks so slick, the way they dressed him up in the new show. I wish they didn't ruin his character, but he looks great. Looks great. Oh, but you also got to appreciate that classic kind of off-white gray suit with the little shoulder cape. Dude, this guy's looking like such a badass, bro. How could you not like Boba Fett? Like, well, actually, that's very easy. You just watch the Disney show that they made where they ruined his character. You got Fennec Shand, you got Greedo, you got Greef Karga in there from Mandalorian, you got Mandalorian himself. So this is, again, one of the DLC packs that's now been kind of integrated into the Galactic edition of the game, the special edition. And Mando's really sick. He gets a nice little sniper, and you guys will see he's got a little baby Yoda that follows him around, baby. Oh, yeah. And that's another thing, guys. Like, we're on Tatooine right now, and all the characters get covered in like this nice little sand. His rifle's covered in sand, his cape, his helmet. Like, all these little details just go a long way and make this game like really seem like the latest and greatest. But all right, that's enough glazing of Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. We have some things to point out here, some gripes as well. All right, so we're gonna look at the villains and the Darksiders, and we're gonna start to point out some of the negatives, some of the things that I don't like about this game that I definitely was kind of crudely reminded of as I stepped into my story playthrough that I just got done 8 hours worth of Lego Star Wars gameplay that I just got done with this week. Well, the one thing that I really realized was that the levels, the story missions, are just not, they're not long enough a lot of the times. I mean, some of these missions are like 6, 7, 8 minutes long. Some of them, if you're lucky, will be like 15 to 17, 18 minutes long at most. But these levels just feel so short. Now, the cutscenes and the storyline and the way it's all laid out, I think is fantastic. And there's certain things from the original Lego Star Wars, the complete saga, that I think are much better. Like, I think Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, much more well executed in the complete saga. The way that they structured it with the 5 different levels. That first level, Negotiations, we all remember that so much. That famous level where you see Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. Like, the fact that they didn't recreate that mission here was a huge letdown. If there's one mission that you're gonna carry over and just like do it justice and recreate it, it's gotta be that one. But instead they decide to give us for the first mission that part where we meet up with Jar Jar and we're going down into the ocean in that little like craft, that watercraft thing that they hop in, and they're running away from that giant fish sea monster. That's the first mission, and I just don't think that was a good introduction to the game. I don't think it was a good like first taste in your mouth. Pause. But yeah, let's take a look at these villains, guys. We got Anakin Skywalker, dark-sided Anakin Skywalker, so he'll have a red lightsaber, I'm pretty sure, and you can also use him in his charred up form, which is really sick. We've had this in the complete saga as well, but now you have just pure Sith eyes, Darth Vader himself without the suit. You could play as him right here. And I wish they called him Darth Vader, because technically he's not Anakin Skywalker anymore at this moment. Although he technically is inside, you know, he's got some conflict going on in there. But he's fucking Darth Vader at this point. Call him Vader. We've got our boy Count Dooku, looking prim and proper, always. Darth Maul. You got him without the hood and with the hood, which is really cool. I wish they gave us some of his Clone Wars outfits with the robotic legs and stuff like that. The Mandalore outfit would have been nice. But we get without the hood, so that's cool too. Oh, that double lightsaber, baby. That thing is just, you never get tired of seeing that thing, bro. So sick. We got Lord Vader himself. Darth Vader. We got no helmet Vader. Really cool. And then we've got holiday special, baby. Christmas carols. Jingle bells, you're gonna die. And then we got, this is another thing I love about this. They give us the classic Lego figures, and it's subtle differences between the new one and the old one, but you guys can see the helmet's a little different. That old school 90s version of what the Lego minifigure looked like, this is what it looked like in the complete saga. His helmet's a bit more squished, a bit more compacted compared to the new minifigure, which gives him like a bigger head. Makes him look more like a bobblehead, kind of, the new minifigure, compared to the old one, which is much more like proportioned, I think, the way it should be. A lot of people like that old classic Vader minifigure a lot better. I think I do too. We've got Kylo Ren himself, lots of different outfits for Mr. Kylo Ren here. We've got the original episode 7. We've got no helmet. And I like another thing too, all the Sith, not all of them, but Vader and Kylo, I think, they give them black lightsaber hilts, which I think is just really cool touch. And then we've got episode 9 Kylo with the red weld marks in the helmet, really cool. And then we've got Ben Solo, baby. Hide your wife, boys. Hide your wife. All right, moving on. Palpatine. Oh, yeah, the menace himself. The two-faced menace himself. So this is really cool, too. In the previous complete saga, you only get Palpatine as, like, a character with no lightsaber, no real combat abilities, no force abilities. But in this game, you can play as Lord Sidious himself, in the flesh, Palpatine, with the gold lightsaber from the Mace Windu fight. You could really do that in this game, so that's sick. This version of Palpatine is just cracked. I mean, look at this. Look at this. He just looks like royalty and death combined into one. You could just pick up shit and throw it. I'm pretty sure if you have another character near you... Oh, no, maybe not. Does this one not electrocute people? I know he can electrocute you somehow. Sometimes the electrocution is built into the combos itself. So what you have to do is attack... And then, like I said before, you use a combination of square, circle, or X and B, depending on what console you're playing, and you'll do these different combos, right? So if I throw a B in there, and I start going X, 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 B, then he starts electrocuting. So there's different combos you can do, but just look at that gold lightsaber. I mean, this game is just so sick. All the different details that they give to all the different characters. They truly had some Star Wars fans, like, working on this game. All right, but I did say I was gonna stick with some of the negative aspects of the game. I think the open worlds could be a bit bigger. I think they do give us a lot of them, but they tend to get a little bit stale pretty quickly. They're not the biggest, right? So when you add them all up together, yeah, there's a lot to do. But I think they could have given us a bit more freedom, a bit more range within each of the planets themselves. Oh, look at that. Empress Rey Palpatine, Sith Rey herself in the vision that Rey has. I forget if it was episode 9 or 8. I think it was 9. This is Empress Palpatine herself in the flesh. She's got a dual lightsaber, dual pink blade. She's got some really, like, cracked out combos and stuff. Really cool, fluid lightsaber movement here. She's definitely been training with my boy Dooku, my boy Darth Maul or something, man. The way she's moving, everything this bitch does, man. She don't need no training, nothing, I swear. It's just ridiculous. Now, Ahsoka, on the other hand, this is a female character that we love. Ahsoka is very well written, very well done. She's got the white blades in this game from Rebels, which I think is really sick. This is probably the coolest looking version of Ahsoka. I wish we got the original Padawan kind of blue or green lightsaber version, but this is really cool too. This is the only outfit that we get for Ahsoka, and unfortunately, that's a theme that carries on here with the Clone Wars characters. Is there are none. We only get Ahsoka because she appears in Mandalorian. She appears in Rebels. Pretty sure not even because of Rebels. I think it's just because of the Mandalorian that we have Ahsoka. So they don't give us any Clone Wars characters. I would have loved to see Clone Wars armored Obi-Wan and Anakin. We've seen all those characters in LEGO Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. We got Cad Bane, all these different guys that are missing from this game. That's the only gripe I have with the character roster. Like, it just baffles me that they didn't bake the Clone Wars into this game. They could have expanded the game, made it the story so much longer, and that would have made up for that whole thing with the short missions, right? If there was a whole nother 3 chapters based on the Clone Wars, well, that would probably make up for that. And it would give us even more characters, even more stuff to do. And it's like crazy to say that because this game is like a hell of a grind to go ahead and get anywhere near 100%ing it. Like, you know, I'm going to reiterate for the 3rd time in this video, 270 hours in this game. And I'm like 50% there. Now, granted, okay, I do have 2 profiles. One of them my mom was playing first. She's probably got like 40 hours in the game. So give or take like 220 of those hours are mine. And maybe some of that time was spent like idling and whatnot. But you guys get the point. 200 plus hours in this game. And I'm like halfway, 52% there. I still got a lot of characters that I can't even purchase with my 22 million studs because I haven't done the missions to unlock them yet. There's a lot of side quests that I have to go around and do. There's a lot of little contracts, I think they're called, that I have to find to unlock these characters and unlock the hints. And you guys can see here for each sector and each planet that I hover over, it's going to tell me like the percentage of the completion that I have for that planet in terms of all the exploration, all the collectibles. Each one of these planets, we just landed on Kamino now. Each one of these planets has a boatload of different collectibles you can go around and free roam and go ahead and find. And that's the thing about this game too is, you know, the original Complete Saga, while I think a lot of the story missions are more well executed from like a story structure perspective, that's really not what you judge these kind of games for. I like a lot of the levels from the original game better, and I think they're more fleshed out. But the free roam aspect and the open world and the collectability of everything and the replayability of this game far exceeds, I think, the strength that the story of the original game has. So I think that's just something about this game that is going to be really hard to match. And it looks like, you know, the new LEGO Batman 2026 is going to go ahead and exceed even this game, which is really exciting. But even when that game comes out, this will still, you know, stand true as the best LEGO Star Wars that we've gotten. We won't need a new one for a very, very, very long time. And there's just so much to do here in this game. There's so much to appreciate, so much to find. You know, 270 hours later, there's still stuff that I'm finding in this game that I did not know was there, that I had to circle back to because the first time I didn't have the ability to access that area, or I didn't understand what to do or know what to do. You know, this game, there's a lot to figure out, and the story missions themselves are not difficult to figure out, but some of these collectible areas, like, it's difficult to figure out how you're supposed to access some of these spots. Kamino, I don't think I've spent too much time exploring this place other than, you know, the story. And how fitting that we're with episode 2 Obi-Wan here, my favorite character. But there's just so many different areas like that I'm still finding that I have not accessed yet. And all these different bricks and mini kits that I have to do. I just went ahead and got True Jedi on all of the levels in my most recent playthrough. I got True Jedi on every single level. So that's something that I just accomplished. I know. You guys can hold the applause. Thank you. But actually, it's really easy to do because there's certain little upgrades you guys can purchase in the game. Like I'll show you guys right now. I think if you go right here, core upgrades, you can upgrade all these different things and you'll get more studs. You'll get like a higher amount of stuff. And there's another little guy you can go to. If you go to the guy when you land your ship, that little droid that says those funny little one-liners and gives you the hints, if you go talk to him, there's other little upgrades that you can buy with like red bricks or something like that. And those will give you the ability to collect like 10x, 20x the amount of studs that you're supposed to. So that's how I got True Jedi really quickly on all the different levels. And what I just realized is that little wall thing we were looking at before, I don't think that was a wall. It's a door. It's like an auto opening door. Look at these Camino doors looking crazy in Lego form. That's pretty sick. So there's all these different rooms you can access, and just Camino is a really, really cool planet. Kind of sketch. All these little long neck bastards, these giraffe looking bastards trying to probe you with shit. But hey, other than that, pretty swell place to be. If you could just ignore that you're stranded in the middle of a ocean-filled planet that never stops raining with nowhere to go. Fall out there, you're probably gonna get eaten by something and die. But hey, if you ignore all that, it's a great place. And before we head out of here, let's head over to Cloud City. Check out that place, because I think Cloud City, another one of my favorite maps in this game. There's so much to collect over in Cloud City. And this is just what this game is best for, right? Kicking back, chilling. You're not trying to play something, take it too serious. You're just trying to throw it up on the TV, kick back on the couch, grab a controller, and you just want to run around and kind of destroy and break shit and find shit. And it doesn't really mean anything serious. The game saves by itself when you're done, and you move on with your life. A lot of people play on a Nintendo Switch or a Steam Deck nowadays, and this game just embodies that lifestyle perfectly. Alright, so Cloud City, baby. This place is freaking huge. Like, just look at this place, dude. All of that is accessible territory map that we can go to. And there's tons of different rooms and stuff that are interiors to the buildings and stuff like that. So this place is crazy. And like I said, it feels alive. You know, there's civilians, there's NPCs everywhere. It's not, you know, flooded. The streets aren't flooded like Manhattan, but it's definitely not a complete dead zone. You feel like you're somewhere where you're not the only person in existence. We'll switch it up to my boy Luke, so we're character appropriate. We got to be episode 5 Luke. All right, perfect. And you guys can see what I was talking about before. The running animation for Luke is completely unique to him. He's got his own lightsaber swing animation, and he's his own Jedi, his own combos, his own everything. And here's one of the side quest characters that you can talk to, and if you have a translator droid, a protocol droid, you can talk to him, and he'll give you a side quest. And that's in all of the worlds. There's at least like 3, 4, 5 of those guys scattered around, and you can do different things, unlock mini kits, unlock bricks, and that's how you go about getting all the collectibles slowly but surely in all the different worlds. Huge grind, absolute massive undertaking of a task to put yourself through. But for the viewers, for you guys, we're definitely going to have some more content coming out with this game. We're going to be talking about all the different story levels. I think next is what I'm going to do is rank all of the different story levels from best to worst. We'll do a little tier list and rank all the different missions. We'll compare them to the complete saga. We'll do a versus video. When the new Batman game comes out, we're definitely going to compare the new Batman and this game and see what they built upon and evolved upon and kept and kind of scrapped when it comes to the mechanics and the animations and all the things that they built with this game, what's going to carry over and kind of be built upon in the new Batman game. And there'll be tons of other videos of us just kicking back, having a good time, and playing this game, man, as I go about and try to clear that other 50% of my progress that I still have to go. So it looks like it's going to take me, like, at this rate, 1,000 fucking hours to do it. But, hey, I'm fucking here for it, baby, so let's go. And before you go, Brickhead, check out my last video right here on LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 and why I think it's the best Marvel game still in 2025. That's a bold statement. I know. Watch the video.